It doesn't take a rocket scientist to realize that texting and driving is dangerous. It's a growing trend and a national epidemic, quickly becoming one of the country's top killers. As a teenager myself, I understand how important being connected to my friends and social media is. However, having friends that have been in accidents involving texting has made me realize the real dangers of texting and driving. Therefore, today, I will give you some statistical facts, some life-saving alternatives, and the consequences of texting while driving in an attempt to convince you to never text and drive. Since cell phones have been invented, I'm sure you've heard many tragic stories of car accidents happening as a direct result of texting and driving. Despite these gruesome tales, teens and adults are still texting behind the wheel. Here are many reasons why an OMG or LOL is never worth the risk. If you text and drive, you're 23 times more likely to have a car crash. Texting while driving accounts for nearly 25% of all car accidents, which is about 1,600,000 crashes per year. 77% of young adults are confident that they can safely text while driving, and 55% claim that it's easy. However, it's been proven that there is no safe way to text and drive. The average time that your eyes are off the road while texting is 5 seconds. When traveling at 55 miles per hour, that's the length of an entire football field that you've just driven blindly. The under 20 age group is the most known for these wrongdoings. Teenagers have the greatest proportion of distracted drivers. Why do they do it? Because according to AAA and 17 magazine, they don't think anything bad will happen. It makes driving less boring, and they're too used to being connected with people all the time. So how will you stop texting and driving? There are several ways. When you're in the car, just put your phone where you can't get it. Throw it in the back seat or keep it in your bag on the floor, somewhere you won't even be tempted to look at it. Out of sight, out of mind. If you decide you need it closer, turn your sound and notifications off. The less you hear your phone, the less tempted you'll be to respond while you're driving. Silence is golden. There are also several apps you can download on your smartphone that will help you resist the urge to text and drive. For example, Drive Mode by AT&T automatically sends preset replies to incoming texts to let people know that you're driving. Once the app is selected, all calls, texts, and emails are silenced, and the app blocks you from reading or typing anything. Drive Safely is another one. Instead of completely blocking your incoming messages, this app actually reads your text out loud. Best of all, it automatically responds to recipients for you with a preset response, or allows you to respond by voice. Find your favorite app and leave your phone alone. If you're traveling with people, the simplest way to prevent texting and driving is by lending your thumbs to a passenger. Just designate a texter for you. Passengers get the privilege of texting while in motion. Like my parents always say, they made it just fine without texting and driving back in their day. And you will find that with these options, you can too. Now, as in every choice a person makes, there are positive and negative consequences. When it comes to texting, the consequences can be life-threatening. According to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, there are 11 teen deaths every day due to texting and driving. Just stop for a moment and really think about that. Imagine your best friend or your sibling. 11 lives are changed daily because we can't just wait to read or send a text. Everyone thinks, oh, that won't happen to me. But 11 teenagers every day are sadly mistaken. There are also legal consequences when it comes to texting and driving. 41 states ban all or some forms of texting while driving. In Texas, for example, it's illegal to text in active school zones. The punishment is a fine of up to $400. In Alaska, where texting and driving is outlawed altogether, the first offense can result in up to a $10,000 fine or 1 year in jail. So what are the benefits for having willpower and being able to resist your urge to text and drive? It's very simple. Life itself. Every text message that you ignore while being behind the wheel is a potential life saved. Think of your future and everything that you want to accomplish. all your goals. What about the people in oncoming traffic? They have goals and future as well. By not texting and driving, you're saving yourself and the others you encounter on the road. So, in closing, if the information I've given hasn't convinced you enough to put the phone down while driving, maybe the story of 9-year-old Erica Forney will. On November 25th, 2008, little Erica was riding her bike home from a friend's. She was just steps away from her own house when a neighbor, who was driving an SUV at 25 miles per hour, looked down at her phone and never saw the child in her path. Erica was struck and thrown 15 feet, landing on her neck. She died 2 days later on Thanksgiving Day. Even though the SUV was only going 25 miles per hour and the driver was in the comfort of their own neighborhood, her actions forever changed her life and the life of Erica's family. Don't let this be you. In the wrecks, stop the text,